If you were wanting to repeal that, why did you sign it in the first place? And second of all, how much consensus do you have from legislators that you'll be able to get that repealed?
There's a lot of good things in that bill. I mean, this is a bill that not on the Facebook, in essence, the social media side of the bill, but a number of other very solid, important public policy steps forward that a number of people have been working on. This provision that dealt with communication between on social media between educators and students, was signed off on by the all of the teachers groups of the state. I mean, at the time, I'm not saying that to be defensive, but when we looked through the bill review of the process, they had been supportive. I think after looking at it and seeing the uncertainty that it brings and the lack of clarity, I mean, my gosh, having teachers use every way they can reach to teach, and sometimes having coaches and having other folks be able to communicate directly. I just think my sense is that this is an area that ask the legislature to repeal that section, put together a working group, and if we're gonna narrow the law there, we should do so very carefully. I think that rank and file teachers across the state have been very clear that they want to have methods where they can properly communicate other than just in class to students. And boy, we ought to do what we can to make sure that we protect, obviously, where necessary from improper communication, but on the vast majority of what we're seeing out there, teachers just trying to post assignments or check schedules and all that sort of stuff. So my sense is the best thing to do is to repeal that section. I'll put together a high-level task force to sit down and draft whatever is necessary if we feel something necessary there, and bring that back when the legislature's in session in January.
What was the number one reason for you to want to repeal that?
Just that it was making limiting communications by teachers to their students, struck a nerve among Missouri educators. They commit their lives to teaching kids. They commit their lives to trying to inspire kids wherever they can, whether it's in the classroom or after school, or if they see them at church or in any other local involvement. And I think it just struck a nerve with teachers that they were trying to reach out to kids to assist them in the education, and that this, while it was relatively narrowly drafted, struck them improperly. And boy, I'll tell you, being teachers is a hard job, and we need to try to make their jobs easier, not harder. And if they feel that this is a limitation on them, then we need to go back to the drawing board and do things that protect safety of kids, but equally, teach kids where they are. And quite frankly, there's a lot of communication that goes on out there in ways other than talking in front of a class.
Did the emergency situation in Joplin help you?
We were aware of that. I don't want to say any one thing, because quite frankly, that communication, as you looked at the bill as drafted, would have not been prohibited in the view of the legal counsel. Clearly, it was something that in that context. But once again, we just don't want to send the wrong signal to teachers, and we certainly don't want to have the wrong tone about technology either. My golly, we got those, and consequently, when you get to areas like this, even though it was language agreed to by the teachers' organizations, even though it was language agreed to by the folks that were around at the time, it struck the wrong chord, and quite frankly, I just think that we should repeal that section, put together a well-informed group to see if there's things that we need to do in that area, and come back in January and get it done. We don't need to, we need to try to work to get, show respect for teachers and get communication.